Sometimes bad things happen for a good reason. Story times. Let me tell you about Mr. Austin, a rich 43 years old man who had been living in the US for years. He had everything a man could want: wealth, comfort, respect. But one thing was missing: love. One day, he met her. Through Facebook, he connected with a beautiful young woman named Aja from Sierra Leone. She was smart, grateful, and full of life. Austin was twice her age, but as they say, love does not count years. They talked every day. For 2 years, they laughed, they dreamt, and they built a love so strong that Austin decided that this is the woman I want to marry. Finally, after 2 years of waiting, Austin booked a flight back to Sierra Leone. When he stepped out of the airport, there she was, Aja, the woman he had only seen through screen. They hugged tightly, like two souls that had been waiting for this moment forever. Aja had already rented an apartment for him. She cooked, cared for him, and everything seemed perfect. But then, something strange happened. Every time Austin tried to be intimate with Aja, he would fall into a deep sleep. Not once, not twice, but more than 8 times. At first, Aja thought he was just tired from traveling. But when it kept happening, confusion grew. Austin himself was baffled. He had no explanation. Thinking maybe it was the house, they moved into an hotel. But even there, the same thing happened. It was as if an unseen force was stopping them. Weeks later, Austin told Aja, "I want to meet with your parents. Let's begin the marriage preparation early." Maybe that's what causing this. Aja was overjoyed. Finally, she would introduce him to her mother. But what happened that day changed everything. When Austin walked into her mother's house, he froze. His eyes locked on her mother's. She stared back. The silence was heavy. Aja looked at them, confused. "Mama, do you know him?" she asked. Her mother's face grew pale. She said, "Do you remember the story I once told you about a man I once fell in love with years ago? The man who came here for a project, who left suddenly after I got pregnant. This is him." The room went still. Aja's heart dropped. Austin shook his head. His voice trembled as he said, "No, I didn't run away. I was offered a last-minute scholarship. I left without saying goodbye, and I never knew you were pregnant." And that was when everything clicked. Why he kept falling asleep every time he tried to be with Aja. Because she wasn't just the woman he loved. She was his daughter. Tears filled everyone's eyes. Aja's mother broke down. Austin's face drenched in regret. And Aja stood frozen. Her whole world shattered in a single moment. They hugged, they cried, and they forgave. The end. Today's shoutout is going to Ibrahim Zalantan from Waterloo. Thank you for watching. If you love stories like this and would love to see more, please give me a follow, leave a like, comment your name and where you're watching from to get shout out in my next video. And please don't forget to share.